Welcome to the AI course for educators. My name is Amos Tarfa, and I'm a medical physicist, math and science curriculum writer, and AI researcher. What do I know about AI, and why should I be talking about AI? Well, the mathematics behind AI is actually the same mathematics in physics. It's the same mathematics, and actually some of it in chemistry. So my background provided me with some of the tools to be aware of the lingo, even though I thought I was just focusing on medical physics, which is what I do in radiology. But I'm also an educator, and I teach math, physics, and of course, artificial intelligence ethics. One of the reasons we're doing this course is to provide educators with a robust understanding of what AI is, how it's involved in how it's embedded in everything around us in a sense, the dangers of it, the benefits of it. I can help, for example, show you how to build a GPT for your class. Imagine you have a classroom where nobody ever has to ask you, when is this due? When is our exam? What is going to be on the test? All those kinds of questions are literally in the GPT, so they can go into the GPT and ask, when is our homework 5 due? And the GPT will tell them. So you train your GPT, right? So I can teach educators how to train their own GPT systems within the classroom with the files that they upload within their AI system. That's one of the benefits of AI, I would argue. But then there's dangers. Children are going to cheat. What is homework anymore, right? For math educators, because the AI can do all the math problems pretty much. Do hallucinations happen and mistakes? Yeah, that happens here and there. But honestly, for me, I've seen it work pretty well. But again, you have to train your AI model also. And so anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to the AI. Do we know what the good, the bad, and the ugly is? Our students are using AI all the time around them, right? And now Google has embedded it into some of their search. So it's like it's almost impossible to not deal with AI, but the question is, how should you deal with it? The other way I want to look at this AI discussion is, how do we raise top math and science students to be a voice of reason in the AI revolution? Because there needs to be people who go in there and speak some truth about how we need to have guardrails. We need to not have chatbots to deal with loneliness. That's the last thing we need. We need more people having face-to-face interaction. So there's a lot to discuss around the topic. And I want to provide teachers with tools to navigate the AI era. So I have a website where you can basically get access for a year. You can pay the $300 and have unlimited access for as long as we have that website. We're going to keep adding stuff, and you don't have to pay any extra amount. Every week that we get updates on AI models that are relevant to education, the dangers and so on and so forth, the benefits, the dangers, whatever it might be, we put it there. So you're staying up to date with the AI research should you want to do that. But one of the things that is interesting about AI that you might not know, though, is that the mathematics of general relativity, Einstein's theory of general relativity, that mathematics is actually similar to the mathematics of AI. They're actually similar, and in some cases the same thing. Linear algebra, calculus, differential equations, statistics, probability, yeah. Anyways, they're the same. A lot of the things are the same. There's some differences, but you get the gist. So as educators, you should probably understand, what is this technology? Why does it work the way it does? Now, there are some great courses out there on machine learning and all of that. There's great courses. My take is more focused on what is the good, the bad, and the ugly? What are the ethical issues? I'm doing a study of Dr. John Lennox's book called 2084. He brings up so many good points. Let's read 2084 together. Let's talk about it, right? And then he has written another book after that as well. Educators, you need to be aware of what's happening, and you need to help your students to navigate the world they're living in. You need to encourage them to spend more time with people in person, because things are about to get very interesting. It's very concerning. And so that's why I want to train educators on navigating this terrain. We made a mistake with social media, or parents did, who allowed their children to use it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to judge. What I'm trying to say is we made a mistake, okay? We made a mistake. I watched what social media did to a lot of the kids. How can we make things right now with the chatbots? Parents, let me give you one practical advice. I don't think kids below the age of 17 should have smartphones. You could disagree with me, but let me explain. If someone has a flip phone and a GPS system, and then they have a laptop or desktop they can use in public spaces, whether it's at home on their kitchen counter or it's, at school if it's supposed to be used, which honestly, I would say we need to keep that at a minimum in terms of using computers at school. If people are at school, they should be talking to one another. They should be engaging and interacting with one another. Minimal computer use is my recommendation. But let me say this about the smartphones. If you think social media was a problem, the chatbots are going to make social media look like nothing. Because the chatbots, in some cases, are tailored to match each of those children's needs and, like how they interact and so on and so forth. So the children might end up using chatbots, and now they're even making avatars that can have conversations. So by the time you put all of that together, you might not see your kids. Like, you might not see them for hours. So minimize smartphones, minimize them getting, like, nobody needs to have it before the age of 17 if they want to engage with the world, right? Or 16. Your kids are like, well, but what if I have a Facebook or a LinkedIn? That's why I said you have a laptop or a computer that you can use, let's say around the kitchen or something, so your parents can also supervise, because there's going to be a lot of problems if we don't watch out for what's about to come. Okay, anyway, sorry I went a little gloomy there, but the AI for Educators training is aimed at providing educators with real-time updates on the reality of AI research coming out and how to navigate education in the age of AI. It doesn't mean we have to lower our bar or whatever. No, we need to actually intensify the work people do. I think everybody needs to do calculus 1, 2, 3, and beyond if they have AI tools in their possession, right? We should increase the volume, increase the intensity of mathematics, not lower it. These are some of the changes. My call is actually to raise scientists and mathematicians that can reason like the ones who gave us the topics that gave rise to AI. So how do we raise the next Blaise Pascal? How do we raise the next James Clerk Maxwell? How do we raise the Isaac Newtons of the world? How do we train them to think well? Well, I think that the idea of summer breaks should be done, completely done, because we should have a robust system of a year-round training, because we're living in interesting times. The last thing you want to do is take 3 months off and pull back in a world that is sort of moving at full steam. No. We need a year-round system. That's part of why I wrote Counting to Calculus. Or one of the things Counting to Calculus does is it provides students with material to keep learning at their pace of mastery without stopping. There's a lot more we could discuss. Sign up for the course, please, or let your school know about the program. I do live sessions, but I also have the online portal that people can get access to. So there's live sessions, there's online portal, there's any papers, any research items that I think are relevant. I'll discuss them on the channel briefly. But then also people can email me questions, thoughts, comments, objections. I have friends who are AI researchers. I've interviewed some of them. I'm going to be interviewing more. We're going to have them on the channel. You guys can ask them questions as well if you're part of that community especially. So let me know if you have any questions. Look forward to working with some schools starting in September 2025. This is an interesting revolution. The AI revolution is very different from the industrial revolution. In the AI revolution, you're going to see a lot of, 17, 18-year-olds becoming millionaires because they're using AI tools. We need to teach them about ethics and values and character before they get so rich and don't know what to do with themselves. So, interesting times we live in. Ultimately, our truth, we need to go back to the truth, right? AI is trying to mimic human beings, and human beings were made in the image of God. Let's go back and understand what the fear of God is, because that should guide what we try to create. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a blessed day.